After an off-season of frustration, speculation, and uncertainty, something's brewing in Santa Clara. And no, this isn't just off-season hype or media spin. It's real, it's calculated, and it starts with a hard truth. The San Francisco 49ers flatlined in 2024. This team, a franchise with Super Bowl expectations, a fan base that bleeds red and gold, and a culture built on toughness, crumbled. Not quietly, not subtly. This was a full-on collapse, the kind that leaves scars. Coming off a crushing Super Bowl elbow loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, the Niners had everything to prove and more money committed than any other NFL team. $334.5 million in cash. That's not a typo. That was the highest spend in the entire league. And what did it get us? A 6-11 record, a fourth-place finish in the NFC West, no playoff berth. Just a season soaked in disappointment. So what went wrong? Start with the injuries. They came in waves. Not just your typical bumps and bruises. This was an epidemic. Stars, veterans, rookies, you name it. Nobody was spared. But even more glaring than the injury bug was the coaching disaster that unfolded across all three phases of the game. Kyle Shanahan, widely regarded as one of the league's brightest minds, had one of the worst offensive seasons of his career. Nick Sorensen, tasked with taking over at defensive coordinator, was utterly overmatched. So much so that he was canned after just one season. And Brian Schneider? He presided over one of the most lackluster special teams units in recent memory. When your coaching falters in every phase, the results are predictable. Offensive inconsistency, defensive confusion, special teams errors that make you shake your head. And Brock Purdy, who once looked like a revelation under center, turned in a season filled with highs and lows that left fans questioning if he's really the future. Worse still, the Niners couldn't close. They choked in close games, especially within the NFC West, where they were embarrassingly ineffective. By the end of the year, it looked like everyone had given up, mentally and physically. The collapse wasn't just on the field. It was in the locker room, in the execution, and in the very culture that had once been their cornerstone. But here's the twist, because with disaster comes opportunity. Finishing dead last in the NFC West means one thing for 2025. A fourth place. Schedule. That's right. The Niners are staring at the easiest projected schedule in the entire NFL, based on Vegas win totals. This isn't speculation. This is calculated. This is mathematical. This is a chance for redemption. And the front office knew it. Enter Robert Saleh, a familiar face, a fiery presence, a proven leader. He's back, this time to fix the side of the ball that once made the 49ers a nightmare for opposing offenses. His fingerprints are already all over the 2025 NFL Draft. That class? Defensive heavy, aggressive, purposeful. Expect 4, maybe even 5 rookies to crack the starting lineup on defense this year. This isn't a reset. This is a reload. Let's talk personnel. Deebo Samuel, gone to Washington. Brandon Ayuk, not expected to return. The offense isn't just evolving, it's changing identities. Christian McCaffrey remains, a lone star in a shifting universe. But the Niners are reshaping the way they approach this side of the ball. New pieces, new philosophies, and yes, new pressure on Brock Purdy to prove that 2024 was the outlier, not the standard. And let's not forget special teams. That unit was a mess last year. This offseason, it's been rebuilt from the ground up. Special teams contributors were targeted in both free agency and the draft. A clear point of emphasis. Now here's where it gets spicy. The Vegas odds makers currently have the Niners win total at 10.5, one of the highest in the league. Let that sink in. After a 6-win disaster, Vegas still sees San Francisco as a top contender. Why? The schedule, the roster, the changes, and the leadership that's now in place. And speaking of roster moves, a familiar name is back in red and gold. Tight end Ross Dwelley has returned on a 1-year deal. He's not a flashy name, he's not a fantasy darling, but his blocking and special teams value are real. Depth behind George Kittle was a concern, and the Niners answered it. Add Luke Farrell, one of the best blocking tight ends in the league, and suddenly that tight end room looks solid again. Look, last year, short yardage situations were a nightmare. Goal line failures, fourth and short miscues. Some of that was on the O-line. Some of that was on poor blocking from tight ends not named George Kittle. That won't be the case in 2025. The 2025 home schedule, it's favorable. Divisional rivals Cardinals, Seahawks, and Rams come to Levi's Stadium, along with the Falcons, Panthers, Jaguars, Titans, and Bears. And remember, Levi's is also the site of Super Bowl 60. Don't think that isn't fueling this team. Road games include a mix of beatable opponents and challenging tests. Saints, Buccaneers, Texans, Colts, Giants, and Browns in addition to the standard NFC West foes. The path is there. The opportunity is real. And now we turn to the crown jewel of the draft. Michael Williams. Taken 11th overall, the Georgia alum has Defensive Rookie of the Year potential written all over him. Ben Solak from ESPN agrees. Williams is one of his 2 favorites for the award. Why? The position. Edge rushers win awards. And Williams has little competition for snaps opposite Nick Bosa. If his sack numbers climb, something scouts believe will happen now that he's in a more natural position. He could explode onto the scene. Williams himself said it best. At Georgia, I played out of position. I did what was asked. In the NFL, I'm playing where I'm most comfortable. Translation. Expect production. What do you think, faithful? How many games will the Niners win in 2025? Drop your predictions in the comments. CJ West. Nick Martin. These names may not be showing up in your fantasy alerts, but for true football junkies, these are the guys who matter. Young, athletic, hungry. They fit exactly what Robert Saleh wants to build. This defense is being forged in the fires of a disastrous 2024. And now it's being handed over to a coach who knows how to mold talent into terror. It's a young move, to be sure, but it's not a move born of desperation. It's strategic. The 49ers aren't just throwing darts. They're building a defense that can dominate early downs, stop the run without defense, and put opposing quarterbacks in must-throw situations. That's where Bosa and Williams eat. That's where the turnovers happen. And that's where the Niners get back to their DNA. But let's not forget one thing. The pass rush could still use some time. These young guys, they're going to take the hits. This is the NFL. The leap is real. But here's the genius of what they did. By drastically improving their run defense, they indirectly helped their pass rush. Fewer third-base situations to run for opponents. More long-range downs. That's how you keep your edge rushers on their toes. And it all ties into the bigger picture. The Niners didn't invest in offensive line help this draft, which may frustrate some fans, and that's fair. Protection was an issue, but it also shows the front office's confidence in the core offensive unit. Shanahan, Purdy, McCaffrey, Kittle, Trent Williams. Even with Ayuk and Debo out of the picture, for now, the offense still has enough firepower to function, and now they have the flexibility to adjust. Here's the real problem. Las Vegas odds haven't changed much. Despite all the chaos of the offseason, the Niners are still the favorites to win the NFC West. They're still in the top 6 in Super Bowl odds. That tells you one thing. The people who are getting paid to make these bets believe in this roster. They believe in the coaching staff. They believe in the youth, the energy, the new direction. This team is finally balanced, not in terms of stars, but in terms of roster construction. They have leaders. They have rookies ready to grow. They have a coaching staff that is now in tune with the players they are getting. And with this lineup, there is no excuse. But now it's your turn. Are you sold on this rebuild? Leave your comments now. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's go, Niners.